Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Ready a Resource Podcast. Today we're looking at the Set 2 tier list for the leaders. I got myself, Donovan, here with my boys Connor and Noah. Say what's up, guys.
What's up, guys?
You beat me to it.
How y'all hanging? Doing good? Doing good?
Pretty tired today, I'm not gonna lie, but this leader tier list is gonna revive some life into me.
Wake the brain up. Get ready. This is serious stuff right here. Okay? I need you locked in. Okay, let's just jump right into it. I'll go ahead and read the first one, just in case nobody's aware of what the leader does. But all 18 are out now, so let's get started. So let's start off with Gar Saxon, Viceroy of Mandalore. He is a blue-black leader unit. His leader side, each friendly upgraded unit gets +1/+0, and then his unit side, he is a 6-cost 4/7 Imperial Mandalorian official. And he says each friendly upgraded unit gets +1/+0 and gains when defeated. You may return an upgrade that was attached to this unit to its owner's hand. First thoughts on this guy?
Very strong. Any leader that has a passive ability that just gives a buff or doesn't allow you to take, or doesn't make you take an action,
Yep.
is very good. So
Just happens, for sure.
As a Krennic fan, I love this card. Very excited about this.
Yeah, I like this card a lot. The passive thing immediately to me puts him at least B or above. His stats are so good. 4/7 for 6. What Boba should be. Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, I would slot him in A, to be honest. I think he's going to do pretty good.
I'm gonna give you some pushback here, Donovan. I think you're a little off with your evaluation. I think you guys here.
Whoa. I was waiting until we went through and saw some more guys. I mean,
Joe was not gonna like this.
No, I think he's very strong. I mean, this is the type of like, I mean, if I were to play like more blue-based decks, this is what I like to do. You know, makes your units bigger. I think the when defeated is pretty strong with all the bounties that we're getting in set 2. So I'm pretty high on this one. So if you could talk me down to A, I'll definitely comfortably put him in A, but I think he's very good.
let's give him an A+. Let's give him top tier A. And if we go through and we're like, you know what, he's busted out of control versus everyone else, we'll throw him in an S.
All right.
Do one of you guys want to take the next one, or?
I can't read these. So
Yeah.
Well,
it's a,
I was gonna say if you have
hero?
if you have another monitor up, just pull up the list of the leaders and you can just read through.
I do not. I'll just throw in my 2 cents.
Okay. Go ahead, Noah.
Yeah, so I got Kira up next. Is that how you say that, Donovan?
Yeah.
So Kira, action, 1 resource, and tap. Deal 2 damage to a friendly unit, then give it a shield token. And she comes out with 5 resources. Notably, she is a Vigilance villainy card. And then her backside, the unit side, is an 08 with grit, and it's got when deployed, heal all damage from each unit, then deal damage to each unit equal to half its remaining HP rounded down. So it is symmetric. It works on both sides of the field to heal everything, and then deals half to everything. And she herself has grit. Notably, she's an Underworld 08. I don't know what play we've seen with blue Underworlds, but I think that this one could be cool. Originally, I wasn't super high on it, but then I've been seeing lots of people like on the subreddit talking it up and like gassing it up, and then seen some like kind of like pre-base shells that make me think that she's strong, but probably not the strongest of the set. I'd probably evaluate her as a B, but I'm sure that in her most broken, she probably is, you know, A plus. But I'm too dumb to figure out the deck.
So
This card's so weird.
Yeah.
Such a weird card. And it feels like one of those things that is probably just busted, and I'm just not seeing it. Like, I just don't get how it's so strong.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree with the. I would put it in like high B.
Right. It's kind of where I'm feeling. Until we get like more Bs, unless we find like a better B, I think that she probably has this top slot for now, just based off what I've seen. But yeah.
And this is a super like shallow overview. Like, we could get into like interactions and what we've seen and what it's going to be good with, but this is just a broad strokes evaluation.
Yeah, whatever first comes to mind.
Yep.
Right out the gate, I can tell her, at least stat line, if you think about it, is she's a 4/4 when she comes out, you know. So that isn't the best. Like, she'll probably die immediately.
Got takedown.
Yeah, but the heal and then dealing damage again, and if you're doing her other side, giving things shields, that's really good.
That's the side that I'm a little bit more scared of. I'm less scared of the unit side, but her activated ability is very strong.
Yeah, I saw someone else was saying that she seems like it would be the entire game you're more or less just using her leader. Like, it's gonna be hard to determine like when exactly this comes out, because it's not immediately coming out at 5 almost every single time. So yeah, the leader side, definitely pretty good.
Yeah, and I did send the database link to everybody for your phone if you want to use it. But
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
There you go, Connor.
I can do Ray.
Hit it.
So Ray is a 6 resource leader that has an action. You pay 1 an exhauster to give an experience token to a unit with 2 or less power. And then on the unit side, stat line is a 2/6 with restore 3, and on attack, again, you can give an experience token to a unit with 2 or less power. Thoughts?
I mean, she plays with Luke, which is always something to be noted. That 7-drop Luke is very strong, so she does get access to that. Notably, it doesn't interact with either of her abilities. So I don't know how you're supposed to. I think it's just supposed to be like small beaters that you're trying to gain value off of.
Yeah.
And make them big. Feels kind of like a restricted Tarkin, where Tarkin just gives it to any Imperial, where Rey is more focused on the smaller units. So maybe you're playing like more of a small ball game, kind of get them bigger. Remind me of the card name. It is 4 and Vigilance, and if you have a Force unit, you get to put some experience tokens somewhere, some shield tokens. Is it the Forces with me?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm thinking? Yeah, I think it's really strong with the Forces with me to make, you know, a small doofus that you play on 2 and do a bigger threat, throw a shield on it, you know, maybe even making it bigger with Rey's ability. So that's where I see her getting good utility. Overall, though, I don't think she's all that strong. So 3/5, right? 3/6 and comes out at 6. Like that just, or 2/6 comes out at 6. Yeah, that just feels really behind rate. So unless you're pumping her up and making her bigger, I don't know about this one.
Well, she can give the experience token to herself, at least for the first time. Yeah. The Restore 3 is huge. The Restore is so good. I like her a lot. I hope to pull her in pre-release, because if I have a good what is it, vigilance and heroism thing going on, her with a lot of little beaters, yeah, like you're saying, I think would be really cool. I like her.
Yeah, I think she plays really well into the draft format for that reason, because you're not going to be drafting a lot of bombs. Your curve is going to look a little awkward, so you'll get more use out of her ability.
Yeah.
So I do like that, but
Premiere though, you're not really feeling her.
I think she's closer to like low B, maybe high C, honestly.
So when I read this card, to me it reads like it has a bit of an identity crisis. So the action makes me think you want to play a lot of small units and kind of go fast, and get underneath of people. And then when I look at the unit, it's restore 3 with a big butt, comes out at 6, makes me think I'm trying to grind out late game with you. And those two things just kind of are conflicting in my brain.
Yeah.
I think it's just like a generically good card, but I think the shell is going to be tricky to figure out exactly what you want, because it's super restrictive having only giving to 2 or less. So you're going to want to be playing a lot of things that cost 2 or less.
Right.
And then when you get to the mid to late game, it's like, what is this card really doing for you anymore?
Yeah, you're probably not activating her after turn 4 because you want your 4 drops to have more than 2 power.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and it costs a resource to do it, which is,
Yeah,
you don't want to play behind curve.
And that's what leads me to kind of put her closer to C. Just because, like, I don't know. I don't know how you build her in a way that'll be beneficial. Because, like, also, the only time that you're ever going to double activate on a unit is if it's got 1 power, and then 2, and then 3, and then after that you're done with that unit, And then you've also exhausted, 2+ resource into your 1 drop. So maybe with like the blue grid stuff, like is the patrol bike, the 1/4 with grid, is that a villainy only card?
It's blue villainy.
So
okay.
maybe something like that, where you put it on before it gets its grit, and that's kind of how she's supposed to be built. I can see that type of shell, but I don't know.
Okay. Do you want to...
Where y'all want me to put her?
Seems like you guys want to go like top into C.
Yeah,
that's
I'm feeling a IC here.
Okay. Moving on, we got Mr. Finn. He is a Vigilance Heroism leader. His action is tap, defeat a friendly upgrade on a unit. If you do, give a shield token to that unit. And then he comes out at 5 as a 4/6. With on attack, you may defeat a friendly upgrade on a unit. If you do, give a shield token to that unit. Meh.
I really don't like this. I don't like expending resources to put upgrades on my units only to defeat them to just get a shield.
It seems just like a wasted turn.
I would put this one, to me, straight into garbage territory. I do not like this card.
I'm glad we're all on the same page, yeah. R.I.P. Finn, but that card just does not seem good. I mean,
and I'm probably missing something, and it's going to go really good with some other card, and people are going to play it. But maybe, I think even if it's good, it's going to be like maybe it's like a cheese strat somehow. I don't know.
I don't know. The community is already saying this is the IG of the set, so.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I'm not too sure about that.
I could see that.
Okay. I mean, not much else to say on him, unless you guys want to add anything else.
I don't have anything really to say, I don't think.
Yeah.
Just straight boo-boo. Put him in the trash. R&D messed up on this one. So, Donovan, I have no idea how to say this guy's last name. I know it's Hondo, and then...
Onaka, I'd say.
Onaka?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He is a villainy command, and the ability is when you play a card using Smuggle, you may exhaust this leader. If you do, give an experience token to that unit. He comes out at 6, and he is a 3/5 with raid 1, and
3/7.
3/7. Sorry, yeah. And when you play a card using Smuggle, you may give an experience to. So it's the same thing, just don't have to exhaust. I like this card. The fact that he's got raid 1 gives him a little bit more beef on the unit side, which I want for my 6 drop, essentially making him a 4/7. Not favorable for trades on your opponent's part, but also I'm excited for all the Smuggle stuff, so maybe I'm evaluating him with rose-tinted glasses, and I just really want Smuggle to be good, and so the fact that you're smuggling out and giving experience tokens for no extra resource cost, I do like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I fall on him.
Yeah, I like you don't have to pay 1. It just happens, right? Like Boba Fett. And, I mean, you had to give some leader the smuggle thing, right? So, and the fact that you're getting something out of it, I think is really cool. If you're trying to, like... I feel like smuggle is more... Correct me if you guys think I'm wrong, is more like a tempo thing that is trying to happen, or
It feels like a grindy thing where you're like, okay, I've done everything that I can do that's good in my hand. Let me check my resource pile and see what I can smuggle in that might give me some extra value here.
And that right there is the exact reason why I'm going to go on the first hot take and say I don't like this card very much at all.
Really? Okay.
No, I'm not a fan. I think it's way better than the last one we just looked at.
I think he's better than Ray. I will say that.
really?
Yeah,
think
he doesn't. He doesn't have a restriction with his.
Yeah, he
his
does have
experience
restrictions.
tokens.
It's smuggle. That's the restriction. Yeah, it has to be something with smuggle.
But that's the thing. I feel like a lot of these smuggle decks, at least when like people are like starting out, you're gonna see 40 card smuggle decks where you're not gonna have a lot of non-smuggle cards.
Yep.
So
I
maybe
think
you
the
just have.
smuggle cards in themselves are not very strong cards because having smuggle is such a good thing for it. You can't give the strong cards smuggle as well. So you're just playing like medium cards that just get a +1. So I'm not super high on it, but I think it's gonna be looking at some of these other ones. I see it in C for sure. TBD where it goes.
I want him to be B, but yeah, I could definitely see C being a more accurate evaluation of where he is.
I would still probably put him lower than Ray. That's my opinion.
See that's the only part that I think I disagree with y'all on. I don't know though. Maybe.
Who got next?
I think that's you, buddy.
And me?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, next we got. Oh, hang on. Let me pull this up on my phone here. What is that?
Hunter.
Alright, Hunter is Hero, Command, Action, 1, and Exhaust him. Reveal a resource you control. If it shares a name with a friendly, unique unit, return the resource to its owner's hand and put the top card of your deck into play as a resource. And it comes out at 7. When he does come out, he's a 5/8 with Overwhelm. And on attack, same thing. Reveal a resource you control. If it shares a name with a friendly unit, return it to its owner's hand, put the top card in as a resource.
Same stat line as
Yeah.
Vader. I like that.
Yeah, I like. This is definitely going to be the shell for that Bad Batch deck that we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Just being clone everything. I think his stat line's very good. Yeah, 5/8 with Overwhelm for 7. Also, I like that it doesn't kind of punish you for, resourcing your better cards earlier that you can later get back. If I'm understanding that correctly, that maybe you want a duplicate of one, a unique unit or something that you have. Is it a unique unit or a friendly unit?
Friendly unique.
Friendly unique. Okay, yeah. So if you have like a really good card that's good in the matchup, but you resource it because you're not at that spot, but then later in the game you're like, oh, okay, I do want another copy of this card. Let me roll the dice and take the top card of my library and get that back because that'll be consistent. I think it could be good. Now, granted, I still don't think he's all that powerful on his own. I don't think the Bad Batch is going to be like a crazy hard deck that people are going to have to watch out for. So that inclines me to not believe that he's like super powerful, but I think he's good.
Yeah, as time goes by, I think he will get better. Once maybe set 3 if they come out with more clone stuff. But
yeah, when I look at him, I see a card that comes out at 7, which usually if it comes out at 7, it's got to be really good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Costs resource to activate, but what is it doing to move your game plan along? How is it pushing what your deck's trying to do?
Yeah.
It's just a good it's a good value card. It's super situational. I mean, you have to have it on the field. You have to have the same unit out. So it's super situational, and it can get you a little bit of value. It doesn't do anything super well. I don't love it. I don't think it's terrible. I think it could be good. Maybe it'll find a home.
I just don't understand it.
I do think that. Well, all right. So here's the next question. Then, do you think that Hondo is better than Hunter?
Yes.
Okay. Well, so we're all in agreement there. So probably like lower C tier then. Also, can we just put Gar up in S, please? This is bothering me. He needs to be in S.
No,
this
not
is
yet.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not yet. 'Cause there's a few down the line where I'm like, I'm excited for. So
I'm so shocked that Noah likes Scar.
Yeah,
That's
Gar's,
glad you do.
Gar's sweet, man.
I think it's just because it's not his play style. So that's what surprises you.
He
Like
didn't.
he
He
just
never played Krennic either, and it's like
Right.
very similar to Krennic.
well, he played Iden for a while.
Right.
That's
but
what.
it
That's what.
doesn't give the buff, which when you were describing earlier, and you were like, I really like this card because if I'm gonna play these colors, it does what I want to do. It buffs up your units.
Mhm.
Like, oh, that's Krennic.
Well, that was the only thing. It was like I know that the camp for blue green villainy is either are you doing Iden or Krennic, and I always just liked the Iden.
Yeah.
If I'm not playing aggro, I want to absolutely smoke aggro, and so
Well, that's evolved now. Now Iden is blue Iden, and then
Yeah.
blue green control is the Krennic. So.
Mhm.
I'm saying just back when I was playing Iden, that was
Yeah.
like where I was with it, and I don't know. I liked her because I didn't see a lot of people playing her, and I thought that was kind of fun, being like, oh, I like playing Iden because not everybody's playing Iden, but now a lot of people are because they've kind of figured out her shell a little bit more.
Yeah. You guys ready for the next one?
Is there?
Yes.
All right, we got the big boy, the big man, Jabba the Hootie. He is a command villainy leader, and his action is tap. Choose a unit for this phase. It gains bounty. The next unit you play this phase costs 1 less. And then at 7, he comes out as a 2/12. And when deployed, another friendly unit captures an enemy non-leader unit, and its action is tap. Choose a unit for this phase. It gains bounty. The next unit you play this phase costs 2 less. Off the bat, I love this guy. It's my colors. I like taking people's stuff and playing stuff for free. Yeah, like I think this is really cool.
Real good. Real good.
Yeah, I love this guy. I'm definitely
So-
gonna be building this.
A or B then? Because I was thinking B, but if you guys are convinced that he's A,
I'd throw him an A. He's gonna get a lot of play. I don't think he's better than Palp, but
no.
he's still pretty good, pretty up there for me.
Fair.
What do you guys think?
Cap stuff, you get to cheat stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
It incentivizes you. That's moving the game plan forward, right?
Yep.
You put your bounty on something, you collect your bounty, play your thing for cheaper. It's a unlike Hunter, it is a leader that pushes your game plan along. And then when he comes out, boom, he's got a big deploy right away.
Yep.
And a huge butt. You can put upgrades on him. This is a very versatile leader. I like Jabba a lot.
And Salacious Crumb is in the unit side of the art, so.
Yeah, he's sneaking back there.
All right. Next up, we got Moff Gideon action. Just a tap action. Sorry, let me back. It's a command villainy. Tap action. Attack with the unit that costs 3 or less. It gets +1/+0 if it's attacking a unit. And then his backside is a 3/6 with Overwhelm. Each friendly unit that costs 3 or less gains +1 and Overwhelm while attacking an enemy unit. And it comes out at 5. I like this one. We played the starter decks a good bit, and he feels very strong with the new Death Trooper that they put out. That just gets bigger and bigger. I know that he kind of outgains Moff's. It's cost. Never mind. I made right out of that. Yeah, I like this a lot. There's a lot of good 3-cost units out there that Moff Gideon interacts with well. I like that he has Overwhelm. I like that he gives other things Overwhelm, because if I'm trading, it incentivizes me more to trade if I know I'm going to get some damage out of it on their base. Because sometimes it just not feels bad, but I mean, at heart, the object is to get your opponent to either 25 or 30, and he does that goal well. You don't have to pay a resource for him. I think his stat line is really good for the time that he comes out. It comes out at 5. You're playing in green where you maybe run double green and you've got a bunch of commands and you're buffing up all your really small cost guys, or just making them bigger. So I like it.
Yeah, him and
Well,
him and Yellow would be really fun to get that crafty smuggler +1/+0 overwhelm,
your Boba,
or your
give your
Boba.
Boba unit +1/+0 and overwhelm, and when he already attacks, he can deal 3 to something.
Uh-huh. Alright, we are back. Sorry about that. Ran out of disk space for the video. Let's get back to it. We're talking about Moff Gideon. Connor, what were you saying? Finish your point.
I don't know, something. He's good. I like him.
Uh-huh.
He's good stats. Gives overwhelm. He's good with Boba. He'll probably be good in yellow. Generically good. Nothing super busted. Super good, solid. A leader that knows its game plan. Pushes you to attack with your game plan.
Yep.
Where do y'all want to put him? Above Jabba? You want to put him in B tier, top B tier?
Either bottom A or top B.
Yeah, I'd put him in B, to be honest.
Top B, maybe bottom. I don't know.
We can go top. You can put him above Kira if you want.
Oh, I definitely think he's better than Kira.
I'm just too unsure about Kira. We don't really know yet.
Yeah.
Right, that's the thing, yeah. Okay.
I mean, and like to break it down, this is like busted, good,
Yeah.
average, below average, trash.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
I think he's just average.
Who's got the next one?
Mr. Connor.
After the next one,
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
what's the next one here?
Your friend.
He's a hero, no friend of mine. Alright. We have a 6-cost Boba Fett leader that is hero and command. When you play a unit that has 1 or more keywords, you may exhaust this leader. If you do, give it +1/+0 for this phase. And then on the back, when he comes out, which is again at 6 resources, he just has a static. Each other friendly that has 1 or more keywords gets +1/+0.
I like
He's
it.
a 4/7.
He
I
is.
think like solidly B for him.
I agree.
I don't think he's super busted. I like that you don't have to actually pay anything for either side. You just kind of
Yep.
get the ability.
Yep.
I think his stat line doesn't match up super well. 6 drop, 4/7 leaders, they do tend to struggle. So I do worry about that a little bit. And you really have to build your deck around keywords, but you're already using a lot of good keywords, mainly on the good cards anyway. So
Oh yeah. I've seen a lot of lists of this. It is. Excuse me. It is very unit heavy. It's like almost like 30 cards or more are units.
And unlike, what's the other one, Hondo?
Yeah.
Unlike Hondo, who wants you to play cards with just smuggle, Boba wants you to play things with keywords. More keywords, better cards. Your card quality goes up. I don't like that it gives +1/+0 for the phase, and it again being a 4/7 at 6. Like it's like weaker than like Krennic and Gar here. I think it's a little on the weaker side, but I like what it's doing. I like it. And I would even say like top of C or bottom of B, so I'm fine with either.
Maybe between Kira and Gideon.
no, I still think that somehow Kira, it's tickling me in a way that she's strong, and I just don't see it. So I don't feel comfortable putting Boba above her. But
Okay.
yeah, I kind of agree with bottom B, top C.
Word. Works for me.
Excellent.
It's my turn.
Yep.
Alright, we're moving into red now. So first one we got is Bosk. He is an aggression villainy leader. His front says action tap, deal 1 damage to a unit with a bounty. You may give it +1/+0 for this phase. And then he comes out at 5 as a 4/6. And when you collect a bounty, you may collect that bounty again. Use this ability only once each round. So Connor and I play tested a bit of Bosk and Cad Bane. We can talk about him when we get to him. Um, I liked Bosk. I think the deck list that I was using didn't really have together like what he wanted to do. I feel like
Mhm.
it could have definitely had more. So I don't know if Connor and I were able to experience like how good Bosk can really be. But I liked him a lot. I mean, coming out at 5 is always great. 4-6 is good, and when you do collect the bounties, like doing something twice it's really good. Like what's that one bounty? It allows you to, if it's on a unique, it allows you to deal 3 to base. So like that right there,
Yeah.
that right there is 6. Um, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot you can do. I like the bounties in this set a lot more than what the smuggle cards could do. Let's at least say that. I think there's definitely, you can get more out of all of the bounty stuff than you can with the smuggle. So I could see this guy going far. What do you guys think?
My experience playing boss, I feel like collecting the bounty, you have to put a lot of work. Like,
You do. It's like a turn.
too much setup
Yeah.
to like get the bounties going, and then you have to hope nothing goes wrong so you can collect them. And I feel like most of my time and my resources are going towards getting a bounty instead of trying to kill my opponent or get a better board state. I don't necessarily think that's a knock against it though. Maybe it's just I don't prefer that playstyle, or again, that maybe the deck list wasn't great. I'm not sure. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I think like when I was just leaning on the generically good cards that were in the deck, I felt more comfortable. Like when I had the cards that are just generally good versus a bunch of bounties that I'm trying to squeeze.
Really get out.
up.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think at his highest high, he could be low A, but I really do think at his floor, he's C, to be honest. So probably
Well, what-
somewhere in that B range. is
Well, what are you thinking? What's your take on him?
It's like what Connor's saying. You have to put resources into the bounty, and then, if I'm reading this correct, so it's action deal 1 damage to a unit with the bounty. You may give it +1/+0. Aren't you bountying your opponent's stuff most of the time?
Yeah.
True.
So
So what is the buff doing there? Like I don't know. I don't like that. And then like if you flip him, you're probably only getting 1 double claim before he's going back into the leader zone because it is kind of a must kill. So
yeah.
I just don't see him being all that impactful, honestly.
I think the leader side is trying to do like 2 things at once, where you can get a benefit out of putting it on your own thing, and at the same time putting it on something else. Even though the downside is putting it on your own thing, you are taking 1, but you're still buffing it for the turn. So I mean, if you like need that, you can do it.
But then you're also giving your opponent like super high upside when they do claim the bounty.
I mean, claiming bounties, I feel like it's gonna happen no matter what. The only thing that's not gonna make you claim bounties is McClunkies or waylays, because that's not defeating it or capturing it. You're bound to get rid of the unit somehow. I mean,
Well, right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, why am I incentivizing my opponents to try and claim the bounty that I put on my own unit? I don't know. I know that the bounty is probably better than the smuggle, but I haven't figured it out yet. So that's why I'm just not super high on boss.
I get that. I'm also trying to figure it out in my own head. Like when Connor and I were playing with them, we literally both sat there and were like, what does this do? Like, what is this leader side doing for you? So no, I totally agree. I'm just trying to see if I can find some reason for
I will
it.
say this about it though. I think wherever we put it, and I'm going to be very comfortable putting it there, I think we are underestimating it slightly. I think it's going to have a super tight deck list with not a lot of wiggle room. It's going to be really good at what it does, and I think it's going to have some really good matchups. I think it's a deck that could also have some really lopsided matchups.
Yeah.
Like, I do think he's better than Ray, but I don't think that he's better than Boba. That's kind of where I fall.
I'm okay with that. I don't really know, honestly. This one's pretty tough for me.
Let's call it top C then.
The bounties themselves are so good, though. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
If you're able to get them, they're really good.
Yeah. It's a really cool mechanic.
Alright, not to go out of order here, but can I get Kylo? This is a card that
This
just
guy.
screams Noah. It just screams Noah. Come on.
If you want
I'm
to,
doing
sure.
it. I'm doing it. So for aggression villainy, it's action discard a card from your hand, give a unit +2/+0 for this phase. Comes out at 4, and he's a 5/4, and he gets -1/-0 for every card in your hand. This just screams like, I'm gonna puke my hand onto the board. The stuff that I'm not puking, I'm just gonna discard away, make Kylo big, and just hit base. Like I like this. This feels like the aggressive card for this set.
Hey, if Noah doesn't have any cards in hand, I am okay with that.
Yeah, that's opposed to our games that we've been playing where Donovan's like counting like his 2 cards in hand, and I'm playing Cassian with like 8, and I'm like, all right, what's he gonna do? Yeah, I like Kylo. I don't know if he's good, but I think it's super cool. I like the what is it? The Slicer is his vehicle.
Silence?
Silencer or something.
Slicer? I know what you're talking about, but
yeah, you can discard and then replay it from your discard pile if it was put there this phase. Like combos well with that. I think it's sweet.
Kylo's tie
It's cool, it's
silencer,
cool.
yeah.
There you go. Now, how good he is, I don't really know, but I do like the card a lot.
I feel like he's going to be this. What I just said about Bosk is coming back to me here. I think he's going to have some super lopsided matchups. I think the ones that he wins, he's going to steamroll. Like it's gonna, he goes fast. He goes real fast. There's some really cards that have some really good synergy with him. But he's also very punishable. If he does get punished, you're kind of out of gas. So
Right.
you're all in on it. I think it'll be a lot of fun to play, and I think it'll have some really good matchups. And it goes super fast, which is awesome. But again, very punishable.
Notably, you do lose a lot of the reach that these red burn decks do with for a cause I believe in. So I do think that is a mark against him. As much as I do like him, if I'm like honestly evaluating, I don't think that he's on the tier of like Boba and Moff Gideon, but I do think that he is pretty good when it comes to C. Like I think in your draft format too, like this is going to be the guy that like you're just going to kill your opponents before they can even do it.
Yep.
Man, this is tough. I don't know. I think let your bias come through a little bit. I think he's better than you're giving him credit for.
I'd put him in B.
I would put him here then, because
Would you say Donovan?
I'd put him in B.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. You guys are convincing me. I like to be a little bit more conservative with the aggro stuff, because unless it's truly like, oh, I'm just beating face, and like it says that on the card, because like, Kylo himself doesn't inherently deal damage to the base or do anything like that. But he's a 5/4 that comes out at 4. So if you're doing a good job of just getting in there, and they don't have Sentinel, you're gonna be hitting hard.
You're seeing a good little bit of discard recursion as well in this set. Not a whole lot, but got a few things here and there you can, bring back.
And maybe there's a shell that you're playing this with the Rise of Palpatine card.
Yeah, exactly.
The one that, your discard pile, you're just discarding your fatties for late game, working up to 6 resource, slamming it, and then cheating those out. Like, I like him for that as well.
Yeah.
Am I up next?
Yes, sir.
Yee.
Alright, what leader do we have here?
Han.
Solo.
Han Solo, okay. This is a aggression heroism version of Han Solo who comes out at 5. What does regular Han come out at? Is he 5 also?
6.
Oh, he's 6?
Mm-hmm. You probably think it's 5 because he does come out turn 5 because he uses his ability.
Right. But this one comes out at 5, and he has an action that's a free action. You can just exhaust him. Play a unit from your hand. It costs 1 less. Deal 2 damage to it. And then he flips into a 3/6 underworld with the same action, just the action's just stapled onto it without an exhaust. Play a unit from your hand. It costs 1 less, and again, deal 2 damage to it.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
You're crazy.
No, it's bad.
I like it a lot.
Because Alright, I'll tell you why I think it's bad.
Okay.
The whole point and the reason the job was good is because you're cheating things out and you're not making profitable or easier trades for your opponent. You're just cheating them out. This cheats it out, but you're dealing damage, so it's easy for them to trade with that unit. So you're not getting as much value in the long run, whereas opposed to them throwing 2 units into it to kill it, we already marked 2 damage on it. Now I can just go in and snipe it with my smaller unit and then keep it rocking. It does have that one combo with the one card that allows you to, I think it's like a 3/2, when it comes into play in this defeated unit.
That does not work.
Oh, okay. I remember you telling me about that. So.
Yeah, that was the whole
Oh,
thing
yeah,
on. Yeah.
Then I'm
Yeah,
even
I
lower on
remember
it.
when you said that thing and it was wrong.
The land
Then
speeder.
I'm even lower on it. Put him in the trash.
I like him. I think he has potential. I don't care that
Why?
you.
What do you like?
Yeah, tell me why he's good.
I'm not gonna tell you why he's good. I'm gonna tell you why I like him.
Yeah,
I
what
don't
does he
know
go
if he's
good
good. I think he'd be a really good super like double aggro leader. I mean, I'm not worried about you trading with my stuff. I want to get stuff out fast and get big stuff out fast and hit your base. I could care less that you're trading stuff with mine. I mean, the plan is
Yeah.
to hit face first before you even get to do that. So
I mean, if
I
you're
don't
trying
know.
to do that in red, though, in red hero, just place to be. And that's what just screams to me about this card, where I'm like, you're just damaging your units so much in order to try and cheat them out. Like, I just don't know if it's worth.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think he definitely lies in potential. Like I wouldn't put him in D if that's what you guys are thinking, but
I think he's better than Finn, but I don't think that he's better than Hunter, honestly.
I think he could go even in B tier, if I'm being completely honest.
Oh,
I think he could even go higher.
thank you, Connor.
Alright, so Hana's an S.
Noah just doesn't know how to play card games. Let's put him. Why don't you put him like? Where would you put him, Noah?
I would put him probably behind Hunter, honestly. I
That's
don't think that
crazy.
we have enough D. Dude, he's not that good.
I'd put him at
Nah,
least in front of
this is
Hondo.
better than Hondo, at least.
Yes.
This is better than Hondo, at least.
At least better than Hondo.
Okay. I mean, he's a 5-mana 3/6 though. He doesn't have raid himself. Like, he doesn't give other things. Like, if he had raid or also attached raid to a unit when it dealt 2 to it, like you could give raid 1 to something else. Like, then you have more of that aggressive tilt. I might be more interested in it. I don't know, or maybe there's like a red, blue, white Han grit that he benefits from. I'm kind of talking myself into it there, you know. Maybe it's good.
Get some Wookiees in there. Come on.
Alright, I'll give it to you guys. I think it's trash.
You think Hondo's better than this dude? Hondo's rough.
Yeah. Alright, I'll put Han in.
No, Hondo's better than Finn and better than Hunter.
Yeah. I think where it's at is fine. Is this one me?
Fun. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm out here just spouting stuff.
Okay, next one. Bo-Katan Kryze. Leader side, she has an action tap. If you attacked with a Mandalorian unit this phase, deal 1 damage to a unit. And she comes out at 6 as a 4/7. On attack, you may deal 1 damage to a unit. If you attacked with another Mandalorian unit this phase, you may deal 1 damage to a unit. The same or different unit.
Let me read this again to myself.
I don't think it's like super good, but I think she's very average. The passive ping on stuff I think is pretty good, and then a lot of the Mando stuff gives you shields.
Yeah.
So, you know, I like that aspect of it too, where you might be able to trade, not put damage on your unit, and then double attack with her, and then ping off something that's like a bigger threat. So I like her well enough.
I'm gonna say mid.
No, I think she's very comfortably average.
Yeah, I agree.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
And honestly, if I'm looking at the Mandalorian aspect, I'm leaning more playing Gar than this. Even though he doesn't even give you like Mandalorian trait stuff.
That's why he should be an S tier.
If they try to make all this cutesy stuff that works together in a really cute way, but then it only has support in the form of like 3 cards.
Yeah, exactly.
Connor, you want to leapfrog me and take this next one? I know you're rock solid about this guy.
About Mr. Cad Bane?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, I'll talk about Cad Bane. He who needs no introduction. The 6-cost cunning villainy. Whenever you play an underworld card, you may exhaust this leader. If you do, an opponent chooses a unit they control, deal 1 damage to it. Comes out at 6. He's a 2/8 on the flip side. Got Raid 2, and then has the static pasted onto it. When you play an Underworld card, you may choose an opponent. They choose a unit they control, they deal 2 damage to it, and this can only trigger once each turn. Originally looking at this card, I was like, this seems cool, this is good, this is fun, I like this, I like the artwork, I love cunning, I love villainy, my favorite thing, slap them together, it's a recipe that's good for me. But then I actually played with it. Donovan and I did some play testing, and I was like, oh, this is very strong. Because you think 1 damage, it's fine, whatever, ping here, ping there.
Yep.
But it adds up surprisingly fast, and you run out of options. You think you can pull up the board and get around it? You can't, because they're also playing things. They're also waylaying your things, just being super annoying. I like this card a lot.
So you think A?
Oh, definitely A.
Yeah, I would
Better
put
than
it A.
better than Jabba?
Don't know. Tough call. I'm not making that call. I really like Jabba a lot.
Yeah.
Fair.
Also, I will say, since we're here at this point, I'd put Gar in S.
Thank you. No, that's where it should be. I'm telling you, bro. Gar's crap.
We don't have Kylo in S right now.
Kylo's not S tier, bro. Kylo's gonna be like our Monday night. Ooh, yeah, yeet. Gotcha. Like we're playing best of one. Ha ha ha.
Wow.
Roll card. It's not gonna be.
You don't
I'm never
think?
gonna sleeve up.
Oh
I'm not
wow.
sleeving up Kylo and going to Tampa, bro. That's wild.
We should talk about. We'll talk about another time. Remember that there was an upgrade. It was some wombo combo with Gar.
Yeah, that returns the unit whenever it's defeated.
Yeah.
No. That's why. That's what I'm saying. I think Gar is really good because
That got me very excited. My
Also,
gears
you play
were
takedown.
turning.
You can play Power of the Dark Side in Gar. You can run the full removal suite.
Yes, you can. He's good.
Right.
Next, we got Dr. Aphra. When the regroup phase starts, discard a card from your deck. And then for 5, she's a 2/5. While there are 5 or more different cost cards among cards in your discard pile, this unit gets +3/+0. When deployed, choose 3 cards from your discard pile with different names. If you do, return one of them to your hand at random. I hate the at random cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're so wishy-washy.
Man, I'm so glad either one of you said that I love this card.
No, this
I
is
think this
whack.
card is bad. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Slap her where she belongs then. Better
Yeah.
than Finn, but...
I remember I
bad.
texted you guys the day that this got spoiled and said, we got Deathrite Shaman. Or Deathrite Shaman.
DRC.
Dragon Rage Channeler at home. It's just, this is that, but worse.
Yeah.
It triggers once per turn.
And you may have a 5 cost leader that's a 5/5.
Right.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Like,
And it only deploys once. So you can only get a card back one time. And it's at random, no less.
I think the 5 different costs is crazy. Like 5
it
cards,
should be
3 max. Yeah. 100%.
Or give it +5/+0. And then, okay, cool. You have, an aggressive self-mill beater that you're really trying to just dump stuff in the yard.
Or give it +1/+0 period for each different cost in your discard pile.
I would like that too.
Don't even
Except
max
for-
it.
Pretty big. That makes it pretty big, though, I'm not gonna lie.
That would be that would be sick.
You get 7/5 for 5. Maybe not. But it definitely could use a buff.
Not a fan, though.
Yeah, no. Don't
I like
see.
Cunning Villainy. I can't even swing this one.
Right. Alright, I'm gonna take the next one here. We got Lando, Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, Calrissian. He's got an action tap. Play a card using Smuggle. It costs 2 less. Defeat a resource you own and control. And then he comes out at 4 as a 2/5. Action, play a card using Smuggle. It costs 2 less. Defeat a resource you own and control. Use this ability only once each round. So if I'm reading this correctly, You pay the cost of the smuggle, also tapping the smuggle card, obviously, to pay for it. Play the smuggle. Um, and then you basically get set back a resource. Because even though you're setting another one from your deck, you still have to defeat one, right? So you're not really... You're losing a resource, right? Am I doing that math correctly?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I mean-
I don't really like him. He's a 2/5 doofus for 4.
Yeah. I mean, I'd play him. I would try him out, but... nothing really like
Something.
hype.
Do you think he's better than the other smuggle card?
I'd put him in C at least. Yeah, he's definitely better than Afra and Finn. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
I think he's better than Hunter too.
Yeah. So,
That crapshoot for me.
yeah. Where you got him,
Well,
I think
you
is
know-
good.
I'm gonna take a stand then. No, I think Hondo will be generically better than this
Oh.
one.
Okay.
I do.
I think I agree with that.
Yeah, like I don't see Lando being all that good.
I mean, look at the smuggle thing, because both of these cards are the 2 smuggle leaders. So,
Mhm.
And I think that Hondo is the better smuggle.
fair.
I
You
would
just
agree
get more utility. Alright, next up we got the Mandalorian. When you play an upgrade, you may exhaust this leader. If you do, exhaust an enemy unit with 4 or less HP remaining. So, it just happens. Same thing with like Boba when you kill a unit or remove a unit from play. You just get to exhaust him and do it. And then for his backside, he has a 4/7. Sorry. When you play an upgrade, you may exhaust an enemy unit with 6 or less remaining HP. I think this is good. I like this
Yeah.
card a lot.
Thumbs up for Mando.
Yeah, the Mando, it seems like they're about, doing a lot of like upgrading shenanigans and things like that. So I like that he is around that. It's a free action that you get to take. And then it's whenever you play an upgrade, it's not an on attack or anything like that. So you start your turn with an upgrade that exhausts a unit or debuffs it or something like that, or just gives you a really profitable trade if they only have 1 ground unit. Oh, they were going to trade in, but now you put like a really good bounty on it. They may not want to, and honestly, when you play that upgrade, it's going to exhaust the unit. So
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I think he's very strong. I put him in B, but I honestly could see him being low A behind Cad.
I agree. I think this is an A tier card, or A tier leader.
I was being conservative, but I think he's good.
Yeah, I would put him up there. I like that he's yellow and he literally does what yellow does. He's tapping stuff down. So he plays into the color really well. And like a 6 or less remaining, that's insane. Also, Darksaber, is that mono colored? Let me look it up.
It's red black. I'm pretty sure.
It is. Oh, it's mono green.
Darksaber.
Mm-hmm. It's a mono green 4 cost, which funny enough, I was looking on TCG because they have like all the cards there for pre-sale, and this card is the most expensive right now at $100, which obviously will change, but yeah, off the bat, this normal, no hyperspace, $100.
Crazy.
Yeah, so like this in there, any of the other like literal Mandalorian upgrades, yeah, this dude's gonna be awesome. I'm definitely gonna have a deck with him being the leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to add to any of that. I think you guys both summed up everything I would have to say. I don't have any deeper insight there, so I like it.
All right, last
Alright,
one.
we'll finish this out. Yeah.
Is it me again? Sorry, I've not been keeping track very well.
It's you.
Yes.
Krennic?
Fennec Shand.
Shand or Sean?
Shand.
Okay. Alright. Fennec Shand is a heroism cunning 5 resource leader that has action 1 and exhaust it. Play a unit from your hand that costs 4 or less, and give it ambush for this phase. And then at 5, it flips into a 4/4. And it has Saboteur, which we have not seen from the leaders in the set, which is super cool to see. And it has the action stapled on it. Play a unit that costs 4 or less from your hand, give it ambush with phase.
Good, not great.
Yeah, agreed.
You know, we have ECL at home, but she does get to ECL everything. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that it makes you play behind curve,
yeah,
and I don't love that it's a 4/4. But I think the ability is very, very strong.
Yeah. Hence why she is a
So
4/4.
where are you feeling her then?
I'm feeling low B, honestly. I mean, if you want to go high C, I'm okay with that.
No, you thinking above Kylo? Even?
I wouldn't say that necessarily.
Yeah.
I think where you have her is a good spot. I agree with Connor. I think the action on her unit side is insane. You literally don't need to do anything, and you can do it over and over and over and over again. But the fact that she is a 4/4, she's not going to see the light of day for quite a while. So, or she's only going to see the light of day for a little while.
Yeah.
But she's cool though. I like ambush is awesome. So.
Yep.
Well, alrighty, boys. I think we did a good job. I'm happy with this. I'm
Yeah,
glad that
so-
we finally got Gar where he belongs.
So we got Gar in S, and in A we got Jabba, Cad, and Mando. And B we got Gideon, Kira, Boba, Kylo, Fennec, Bo-Katan. C we got Bosk, Rey, Young Han, Hondo, Lando, Hunter. And at the very bottom with D we got Afra and Finn.
I really wish we had like an F tier to put Finn in. That would make me much happier.
Wow.
I feel like we put Boba too high.
I think we did too.
I don't think he's that good.
You guys were kind of.
When we slept on Bosk a little bit.
I would put Kylo above Boba. I think that's the only change that I'd make.
So maybe Kylo above Boba.
I think the
Well,
rest.
and this is my argument too for Bosk. Like I said, at his very highest ceiling, he'll be A. At his very bottom floor, he'll be C. So I'm comfortable putting him in B.
Okay. That's a good tier. I like it. I think we
Yeah.
did good.
So let us know down in the comments just how wrong you think we are. And
Yeah. So somebody please break Finn so I can
Yeah.
be wrong about that part.
Noah and I were talking one day. I told him it'd be fun at the end of this set to come back to this and see what major changes have been. I'm like,
no, that's something that you just let fly under the radar. You never do.
Finn
That's
is
how
going to
you
be top
grow your
tier.
credibility.
All right. Any other?
These guys ever again.
Yeah. Any other last words before we sign off?
Sounds good to me.
I have no additional thoughts.
Okie dokie. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to another
Bye.
podcast episode, and we'll catch you later.
Bye bye.